Video games have been a household staple since the early 1980s. From the early days of Super Mario Bros. To the present-day Fortnite, the popularity of video games is as strong as ever. However, one major concern among parents have been violent video games, as children are often seen as impressionable. This has caused parents to be concerned whether violent video games are leaving a negative impact on their children. Politicians and news commentators have even gone out of their way to blame violent video games for mass murders as far back as the Columbine shooting in 1999. However, more recent studies have indicated that violent video games may not be as harmful as it has been speculated in the past.
In 2007, Christopher Ferguson published a meta-analysis of the studies of violence in video games and found significant evidence of publication bias. In other words, a study that shows a link between violence and video games, which much more likely to be published than a study that didn't. And
a 2015 study called The Psychology of Popular Media Culture found that contrary to the claims that violent video games are linked to aggressive assaults and homicides, no evidence was found to suggest that this medium was positively related to real-world violence in the United States.
Between the mid-90s and 2010, well, if they're influencing people to commit more violence in real life, then crime statistics should show similar growth during those same periods. But when you look at the data, that's the opposite of what's happened.
Though video game research is not entirely conclusive, it supports the claim that violent video games may not be affecting children as much as was originally feared. Perhaps it is time to focus on other reasons children may become violent during their childhoods.